Today I want to share with you how I can my tomatoes. When tomatoes is in season, you need to profit over it. So I want to share with every one of you how I can my tomatoes. This is 2 kilos of tomatoes, and now we are coming to start. We are coming to slice them. You see, you can slice this into 4. You can slice this in because you are coming to boil it, so you can slice it any type of stars you have inside the pot. You see, when you finish cutting them, put inside the pot. No water. Don't put water inside the pot. The tomatoes will bring its water out. All the water that is in the tomatoes will come out. So we are going to boil it about 10 minutes. I put my tomatoes on top of the fire. I'm boiling it. So as time goes on, you will stir it. Now I'm preparing my bottles for the canning. You need to sterilize the bottles before you use it. You can use used bottles. You can also use new ones. All if it is new or old or used bottles, you have to sterilize it before. So this is a cold water that I brought to boil. So it's boiled now. The sterilizing is taking place. It will sterilize all. So as time goes on, we will be doing it step by step. So for now, my tomatoes is on the fire, and my bottles also is sterilizing. Now I'm coming to see how my tomatoes is boiling. Wow, it's boiling fine. So I will give it a stir. You see, I didn't put water. I didn't add water to it. The tomato itself is bringing out the water in it. So this is how it's supposed to be. So I'm covering it 10 minutes from the time that it will boil. When you see that it's boiling, then you set your time, 10 minutes. See, my tomato is done. 10 minutes has passed. So I'm going to drain all the water from the tomatoes because we don't need the water. So I'm pouring into a sieve. No, there's still water inside. If you leave it for tomorrow, you still that there's still water will come out. This tomatoes water that I have drained now, you can use it to prepare soup. You don't throw it away. So you use it to prepare soup. Okay. Reach where we are coming to blend. I'm using this method because we have many ways of doing it. I want to use blender because everybody have blender in her house. So we all have blender at home. Now I'm coming to pour the tomatoes that I drain all the water inside the blender. Everything has entered. We are going to blend it. Remember that as you are doing all this, your bottle also is in the hot water sterilizing. So now I have to blend it. So we are going to put it inside the sterilizing bottle. When you are filling it, don't fill it to the brim. Leave a little space for the closing of the bottle. See, it shouldn't be too much full. It should be like this. As I said, you can use used bottles to prepare your tomatoes, but the problem is that when you are using the used bottles, the cover supposed to be always new, and it's very, very cheap in the supermarket. They cheap in the supermarket. Every supermarket you will get it. Either the bottles, you have it already. So when you buy tomatoes and you use it, especially those that in bottles like this, but the long one, you find it difficult to get the cover. So for that one, I recommend not to use it. but something like this, or you buy new bottles and then you use it to can your tomatoes. Now, all the bottle can be old bottles, used bottles, but the cover have to be new, so you buy new covers. So now we are coming to close it. As you have done it like this, you take a tissue paper, because as we are coming to cover it, there should be no any tomatoes paste around the bottle. Supposed to be very tight. So you make sure that you clean all the edges very well, then you put it there. So now I'm coming to clean my cover. Tomatoes can stay for 6 months to 1 year. So now you take your big pot. You know, my tomatoes is very few, just only 2 kilos. But when you buy that big this thing basket, you can have maybe 10 or 12 or 14. So you take a big pot that all these 14 bottles can enter. Now the first bottles that you put it down, you take a clean napkin like this, then you put it inside the pot like this. Then you put the tomatoes inside. You see, then you cover it, the first 2 or the first 4. You see, this one is not too much, so it can stand. Why am I doing it this way? When you do it this way, you find out that when it's boiling, they won't touch each other to break. If you didn't do it like that, it can break. The tomatoes can break inside the water, and it's not good like that. This is a very important place. You see, you fill the pot with cold water like this, as you are seeing it on the video. You fill it to the brim. It's supposed to cover all the bottle. Now from here, I'm going to put it on the fire. When it starts boiling, then you set your time. It's 20 minutes, not more. When it starts boiling, when you see that the water is boiling, then you set your time 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, then you off it. So we will see the final product. Yes, you see, it has boiled for 20 minutes. When it's like this, let the water cool down small. The one that you can put your hand inside and bring the tomatoes out. So see what I'm doing. You see, now I'm removing the napkin. I'm bringing the tomatoes up. You see, it's very hot. So after the 20 minutes, you off the fire, and then you leave it to cool down small until you can put your hand inside. You have to turn it upside down like this. Very hot like this. When it's like this, before it will cool down, you hear click. Then it means that the canning has taken place. You can use it, keep it for 6 months, getting to 1 year. It will never spoil. It's like the one that you buy at the shop to do the labeling for you to see. You see, you put your date. I have put the today's date, so I'm putting the date on the bottle. You see, take your paper, then you put it. You can also write tomatoes like this. You see. Okay, so this is our tomato canning. You preserve it and then you use it. It's very sweet. You know what you are eating, and we thank God for everything. God bless you as we give it a try. Bye.